Get you some din-dins in a minute. Oh dear. So I've been up since about 4 o'clock this morning. I've actually just woke up. I've just gone through my messages. There's a load of phone calls from last night, and yeah, they actually think that it's acceptable to target other people's children. Now, we had Richie last night trying to justify, how old's your son? He's in his 20s. Yeah, he is in his 20s, but you mock the time when he was raped at 4 years of age. You mock up pictures of infants and children. If you wanted to, get. How you doing? Yes, I've just gone through all this. It's just Pete arguing with them. Yeah, he's trying to justify picking on adult children because they're not over because they're over 18, and he thinks that's fair game. People who've got absolutely nothing to do with my hunting. Oh, are you okay? There's nothing to do with hunting. My daughter's got nothing to do with hunting. Pete's son's got nothing to do with hunting. Pete hasn't got anything to do with hunting. He did have something to do with hunting, but now he doesn't. Strange, isn't it? So they think, and they also think it's fair game to post people up onto the fake UK database website as paedophiles, saying that they've been hanging around schools and shit like that. And you've got Laura Cooper defending their actions. You've got them all defending their actions. They think it's actually okay. They think it's okay to threaten people with machetes and come round to their house. They think they're intimidating me. They're not. They're not intimidating me. Because I've got the cure-all for those fuckers. I'm telling you, I've got the cure-all. So I'm not intimidated. I'm not scared. I'm not scared in the slightest. In fact, you're the ones that have got to be scared. You're going to be the ones that are scared. And you're the ones that are going to get hurt badly. These pussies can't do anything by themselves. Nothing by themselves. When I've done everything by myself. Amazing, isn't it? And they've had his devices taken off of Pete, and they've had my devices taken off of me, just out of pure malice. There's been nothing else but malice. As to the reason why. When I said to this idiot decoy, and he is a fucking idiot, Josh Bentman, that they were mocking up people's kids in photographs. I never once mentioned that they were sexual. But dickhead decoy there, right? You know, the one that's caught 50, the one that probably is jumping the gun a little too often when he's thinking, yeah, that's ready. Got enough. We got, we got. Yeah. He said he's going to cut him he's going to slice him like a loaf of bread. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said. You're right. You are right. So he threatened Pete with a knife. He threatened to go up to Wigan. He also, not only that, he offered he offered anybody £300. So again, yeah, he's tried to employ a hitman. You know, I mean, the bloke's stupid. The bloke's stupid. So that's the umpteenth time he's offered money for somebody to go and use violence. It just shows what a coward that man is. I mean, I keep on having people say he's too much of a, you know, he won't come to my door. He better not. He better not. Because the man will never walk again. That's a promise. I ain't bullshitting. The man will not walk again. And if that Leverland comes with him, she won't walk again either. Any of them. So they think it's acceptable to pick on kids. They think it's okay to name innocent people on paedophiles on a fake UK database website. Wayne Ritchie still denies that he's got anything to do with it. However, we've got the blazing proof that he is. And he was the one that set it up, right? And the reason why he set it up is because Whitwer, very stupidly, unfortunately, yeah, posted him up as a paedophile on the original UK database. Now, I can't say that that's right. I mean, I can't say that that's right at all. But to then moan about it and go, oh, he's done this to me, so like then do that and then do it to others and to do it to a hell of a lot more people. I don't know why Chris Whitwer's actions given you carte blanche to do it yourself. You know? You know, but I will stand by what Chris did to Wayne. Yeah, allegedly. I didn't see it. But I can believe it. I can believe it. Because, of course, he's had two hunters to his door. Both of them extremely good. James Jewell and Chris Whitwer. Fantastically good. But that was a mistake, Chris. That was a mistake. You know? That was not a good move. And by making that move all those years ago, he's created this monster. Which now you think you thinks it's perfectly acceptable going around targeting other people. But that goes to show you the attitude of Ritchie and the rest of them, because they think it's fair game and all right to behave like this. The police have actually turned around and said, no, you're doing the right thing. Yesterday, you're doing the right thing. You're doing this normally. You're not going tit for tat. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. So don't worry about me, you lot. This bloke I spoke to yesterday, yes, he was in uniform. He goes, nah, right? He wants to put this to bed, apparently. So I'm just waiting. He's meant to send me a link. He didn't send me a link to it yesterday. But all your disgusting little behaviour, what you've been doing and how you've been threatening me, well, mainly how you've been threatening me to come to my door to threaten me with a machete, that's already in there. But all the other things, you posting my daughter, you threatening to post my daughter up again. You know, I mean, it's just malicious communication. You need to get your devices taken off of you. Yeah, if you've got nothing to hide at all, right, and that doesn't mean, because I know a couple of you have jettisoned all your equipment, or most of it, yeah, in an attempt to escape justice, but it ain't gonna work. Because we got you on tape saying it. You know, we've got you there on tape saying what you've said. Not tape, you know what I mean? I'm going back to the 80s, you know. Yeah, it's recorded. You know, you got that Richie threatening to post kids on the dark web and then posting a picture of, I don't know what it is, but I think it's a dark web browser that he put up. And you're threatening to put kids on the dark web. They've put Joanne and Claire onto swinger sites and local sex sites. And there they are, the Groovy Gang. Yeah, they're all defending that behaviour. They think it's justified. They think it's funny. But it won't be funny when you're in the dock. It won't be funny when I'm exposing your crimes to your local community either. Because when you're convicted, Wayne, I'm not coming anywhere near you, but I'm going to do something special, sunshine. I'm going to do something really special. I've got it all mapped out, what I'm going to do to you. Yeah, they do need the gallows, mate. Yeah, they deserve hanging. They actually deserve hanging, mate. Yeah, they actually deserve hanging. But we don't have the death penalty, do we? So, which I agree with, actually. Apart from the most heinous of crimes, when if you've set off a bomb or killed loads of people, many people think total pure psychopaths, which there are a few, which are locked up in cages like Hannibal Lecter. We got a few inmates like that in this country. They're that dangerous. They're that intelligent. They're that dangerous. They've got to be kept by themselves. So, only because Chris Whitwer exposed you very wrongfully, Richie, yeah, on his true UK database, yeah, all that time ago, it doesn't give you carte blanche to go out and do it to others. It really doesn't. I've been named as a paedophile twice on that shitty site. Claire, twice or three times. Yeah, I think. Joanne, 2 or 3 times. Pete, 2 or 3 times. And Pete's been getting phone calls from local people saying, like, he's lost friends because of it, because they've actually believed that report. So the way that they're affecting personal lives, you know, I mean, Ashley was going on yesterday about, you know, I was supposed to be contacting people in Loughborough. It's like, nah, I haven't been. And I'll tell you why. I haven't had time to start chasing people round in Loughborough to see who knows you. Yeah. I haven't got the time to do shit like that. I really don't have the time to do that. Yeah. What I'm finding, right, it's the other way round. People are from Loughborough are actually contacting me. I think that the Aurora Theatre shooter and the Subway killer should, yeah. But if it's a crime of passion, like in France, yeah, you know, I do think it deserves leniency. And I don't think one of the strange things I find in US law, yeah, is how you can come up with 1,000-year sentence. Like, it's like, what's the point? You know, I mean, I know you live in perpetual hope, yeah, that immortality one day will be, yeah, but it ain't going to be possible, you know. And there is quite a lot of, you know, there is quite a lot wrong with legal systems around the world. I mean, we're not immune. I mean, you know, we do have, you know, a very problematic legal system too, and you know, so do you. And one of the things I do think which is quite inhumane, about the whole process about being on death row is that they'll keep you in there for 20 years before executing you because there's appeals and all that shit going on. So that's um yeah, I think that's intolerably cruel. Um yeah, I think I mean, you see, the thing is, um I was watching a documentary on the BBC, and what was it called? It was really quite touching. The bloke was innocent actually. Yeah, and you are actually executing quite a few innocent people, and there's some people with the attitude, well, you know, yeah, you're gonna make mistakes, but in the main, you don't make mistakes. Now, I'll just try and find that a moment, because I was actually quite fascinated. I think it's called 2 weeks in is it called 2 weeks in Alabama? Um, it's called yeah, oh, it's called yeah, something like that. Ah, hang on, Crime and Justice. I imagine you'd be able to get onto the BBC World Service, Colin, if you can get that over there. I imagine you can because you know the BBC World Service is everywhere. I remember after a really heavy, well, it's one of the heaviest weekends I've ever had in my life when this German says, you're gonna die this weekend. Yeah, little English man. I said, yeah. I said, you know, he goes, you'll go down first. He goes, you'll crash first. I said, no, I won't. You watch this. 3 days after the event, yeah, huge, like, you know what I mean? Dean are lying on top of him. They're both crashed in this bloody chair. And I'm there and I'm sitting there and watching the BBC World Service. and they wake up, you know what I mean? And it's like, he goes, he goes, what have you got that British crap on for? Yeah. I said, yeah. I said, I thought, I said, yeah. I said, it might be British crap. I said, but you told me, yeah, that I was going to be the one that would fall by the wayside. I said, look at you. I said, who's laughing now, you cunt? He goes, fuck off, I'm going to bed. I just kept on fucking watching it, yeah. Well, I fell asleep for a couple of hours because it's one of those bloody things. It's like bang up and I'm awake again. I think it's all to do with the PTSD, to be honest. It's sort of like I can't stay asleep too long just in case, just in case shit happens. But yeah, I'll get this documentary for you, and this bloke was it in Storyville? I know. There's a really good one about Jonestown as well. It's called 14 Days in May, and it's 87 minutes long. And it's a countdown to an execution in Mississippi. Mississippi. I knew it was down south, right? Mississippi, Alabama. They're next door, aren't they? I think. Revealing the effect on prison staff and other death row inmates as time runs out for one young man in 1987. And what happened to this guy is that they made him sign a confession. He was 17, and they went to transfer him to be questioned somewhere else. And halfway there, in the middle, they stopped at the side of the road, and they said, "Boy, you know what I mean, boy, all right, you know." You got some thinking to do. We can just say you ran, i.e., they were going to shoot them. Yeah. So they've got him there then, right? They've driven him. Yeah, they've made him make a confession in the car, right? Because they were going to kill him, right? So, but because obviously he's young and black, right? That's the other thing. I mean, I think as far as racism concerns, we're more tolerant in this country maybe than some people are over there. I mean, for example, um, you would not be able to have the Ku Klux Klan in this country. You know what I mean? There's just no way that that would happen. We ban outfits like that over here as being extremist because you've got the right to free speech. Yeah, which is and this is the thing, you can say whatever you like in America. Yeah, pretty much. Because it's your right to exercise your right of free speech, isn't it? But, and even if that's hateful, it's like that woman, God hates fags. She took a tumble, didn't she? Um, used to go and troll military personnel's, and, funeral services and stand outside abortion clinics and things like that. And yeah, so there are many parallels, but even in stop and search, more people of color as proportion of population um, get stopped because of the color of their skin. So there is sort of like this undercurrent of racism in this country, but it's only within a very, very small section of society. But it's getting worse because of Brexit, um, how they're trying to put the fear of God in us about Muslims when 99.999% of them are actually sound, hard-working, yeah, and great engines for our economy. They work their nuts off. It's only the unhappy few that ruin it for the rest of them. I think Somali guys are. Do you know what? I used to live in Eastern, I made friends with quite a few Somali guys. They're all right. I used to go in and there's lots of little Somali cafes in Eastern, and you can get this really nice latte. I don't know how they do that coffee, but that it's £1. Okay, you get it in a polystyrene cup, but it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And they're friendly, they're nice, you know. One of my support workers, he was a Somali guy, and yeah, and a Muslim. He's one of the nicest, friendliest, most helpful guys that I've ever met, and he is one of my support workers. So within this sort of like anti-Islam climate, anti-Brexit, Brexit climate we've got in this country at the moment. Our Mexican border is at the Channel crossing, you know, if that's the equivalent. And I think we're blocking the wrong. I think we're doing the wrong thing by leaving Europe, only because um, they bring a lot of wealth into our country. The Polish, the Eastern Europeans come here, work, and in fact, these immigrants claim less benefits. They generally cost the UK taxpayer less than a UK resident does anyway. Um, I think what the problem is here, and although this might sound, I think that we should be able to take people from Europe and people from the British Empire. And now Brexit's happened, and obviously Europeans won't be able to come in and da 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 da. It's not going to stop people coming over in boats and being given asylum status over here, because as soon as they land on our shores, they get automatic rights to claim asylum, and then it can take years to go through. So by closing the border off to people that are coming in, doesn't necessitate that we're going to be getting less people coming into the country, because they're going to be taking those boats across. And we're under international law. We're signed up to to that treaty. So by international law, if they make it to these shores or into our territorial waters, then that's it. They're here. I really don't see why we should vilify them. Yeah, vilify 99.99% of them, because all they want to do is have a better life. You know, all they want is that basic human right, roof over your head, and food on the table, and for their children to get educated. That's all that people want, you know. I just think it's horrible to vilify them for just wanting a better life for themselves. Although they could probably get on just as well in France or Germany or any other European country. But that's by the by. So to think that we're ever going to stop this refugee crisis, I'm dreadfully sorry to inform you all that Brexit just won't do it. You know, so all it's going to do is stop people that are actually allowed here from working, and those that, right, this is the problem that this is the vacuum that we're about to create. Yeah, so what's going to happen is these immigrants are going to come in, right? They haven't got the right to work, yeah, or earn money, and they get paid, they get a pittance to live off of, but at least it's something. So you can't deny them, food and shelter and God knows what, but it is putting a strain on our housing system. But that's our fault because we haven't been building enough houses and we haven't been redeveloping sites which should be redeveloped in our city centres. There's loads of room, yeah. Not parks and public spaces, but general crap, wasted areas and shit like that, which could be turned into housing. So yeah, we're just going to be stopping the Europeans from coming in, but every other Tom, Dick, and Harry, as long as they make it across that channel, they'll have the right to stay here. And then 75, I think it's 75% of them have the right to remain. It's something quite. It's extraordinarily high. You're in a village near my own. It's a place called Kilve. And there's this Asian lady who'd married her husband, and it's quite a well-to-do area, Kilve is. And he died, and they were going to kick her out the country. It's like, what? Well done, your husband's dead, now you can go back home. It's like, you what? It's like, I've been working here, what do you mean? It's like, no, you go. But everybody signed a petition and she was able to stay. Yeah, so you can't blame these people for wanting a better life. But yeah, I mean, what's that 14 days in May, mate? And you will, it's one of those injustice stories that really does need broadcasting. Because, the death penalty is not flawless. It's far from it. And it's no deterrent. And when you think about it, per head of population, right, in the States where they've got obviously a higher execution rate, is because you allow people to have guns. I mean, it's sort of like, that's mental. Here we don't have guns. Well, we do, and sometimes people go mad with them. I mean, but when was the last shooting spree we ever had? Oh, it was that that one that and tried to placate that Raoul Moat. That's it, Raoul Moat. And he shot a policeman, and yeah, I think his mother and his girlfriend, and yeah, he went mad. He was a roid raged, yeah, steroid raged bouncer that had narcissistic complexes. But he was running for about 4 days. And that was quite a few years ago. When did Raoul Moat actually? I think that was around 2009, 2008. But Gaz are going there and offering him a beer. I mean, for 2010. So that's the last major shooting spree that we've had in this country. Whereas in the States, it's not a daily occurrence. Well, it is a daily occurrence. People get shot in the United States every single day because of guns. So it's an everyday occurrence. And I was looking at a crime map of Boston about the shootings that go on in Boston, and it's just mental. So, considering that you have a higher rate of execution of offenders, means that the death penalty is no deterrent. If it was, then people wouldn't do it. Even if even if the sentence was you're going to get tortured to death, it's going to take 24 hours, yeah, it still wouldn't deter anybody because, yeah, they've got the gun in their hand and they can pull the trigger and that's it. Job done. Here you need a license, a gun cabinet, you need it locked, you need it in a secure place, you need to be psychologically evaluated. And you're checked regularly to make sure that you're keeping your guns safe. You know, people like farmers and things like that who have to have shotguns, you know. Obviously they need gun licenses. So yeah, it's one of the things that we are quite hot on over here. And you know, our policemen don't carry weapons, so therefore we don't end up with policemen getting shot. So you know, I mean, in the States you're in this arms race. Yeah, you arm the police, so the gangsters get armed. So the gangsters get armed, and the police get more armed. So when the police get more armed, the gangsters get more armed, and it just goes up and up and up into ever increasing circles, not decrease. Never, you know what I mean? Increase. You know, it becomes an arms race. And it's a very outdated law. I can understand why it was written in the first place, just in case the British come back. Or, yeah, the government were misbehaving and the population could rise up and take the government on, yeah? Now, do you think in any way that Donald Trump would let an armed uprising occur in the United States now? No, because the politicians and the banks have got power over you. And they've got all the guns, well, they've got all the hardware that they could ever possibly need. So the use of citizens carrying guns as a rebellion to any government or any foreign invasion is just poppycock, in my opinion. Sorry, Colin. It's true. It's no deterrent. It's no deterrent. I think, you know, the most you can get here is about 35 years for a murder. Well, I mean, you can get like a life tariff. You know, you'll never be. You do get that for the very worst ones. You will never be released into the public again. You know, people like that Ian Huntley. You know, who else is never going to get released? Oh, there's one psychopath. Oh yeah, that no, he ain't a psychopath. Well, he has been, but they reckon he's mellowed out a lot now, and it's that Charles Bronson, and they're trying to, you know, I mean, he's in his 70s now, and he's in solitary, and he just wants to go home and just live out his life. He's only meant to be serving a small sentence to begin with, but he just went nuts and started attacking people. And that few months or couple years sentence has turned into 30 odd years. You know, he's kidnapped psychologists, tortured psychologists. He's been quite a naughty boy in there. But I think he wants to go back to Devon and provide. You know, the guy's in his 70s. You know, he's paid for his crimes. He's done all that, and I believe he ought to be let go. You know, so I was listening to something where his son was talking, Charles Bronson's son, um, and he said, "Yo, you know, he's well improved. He's getting older now. He's getting slower, and yeah, they're trying to get him released." I don't think anybody will start winding him up when he gets back to his own town. You know what I mean? It's like, right, Charlie. It's like, fucking, let's get to the other side of the road. You all right, mate? God, that's one of the people that you wouldn't fuck with it. You know, even at his age, even at his age. You know, I was watching another documentary. It was about original members of the SAS. This old bloke, he's going, do you know what? He goes, I could still kill you now. He's in his 80s, like, you know what I mean? He goes, yeah, you know, I could still do it. You know, it's like, fuck you now. And he can. That's the problem, he can. Uh, oh dear. Yes, I don't think the death penalty is any deterrent. I don't think arming police is any entirely worse. And when you're arming the population, I mean, I can understand it. Yeah, is it 1780? When was it? 1785. Yeah, that's. I think it was in and around there, wasn't it? The American Revolution, 1785. Is that the French one? Yeah, it was in the rule of George III, and he had his was it Golden Jubilee in 1820? Yeah, so it would have been during the rule of George III when we lost America. And old Georgie wanted it back. That was our mad monarch. I think he suffered from something called polyphoria, or something like that, and it was turning his piss blue, and it's hereditary. So any single moment, one of our royal family could be, going around, sort of being inappropriate. They call them blue bloods, but that man had blue piss. Imagine that, having a condition that actually turns your urine blue and sends you a bit loopy. Oh God. Obviously, they didn't have a bloody clue what it was at the time, but we know about it now. Yes, you could have Charles one day, yeah, unveiling a plaque, and he starts going, "Craw, look at the ass on that." That's what George was doing. And just basically being manic. Anyway, I think that's been quite a long missive. I've started, by talking about disgusting behaviour, but we've managed to divert into something a lot more, uh, yeah, chilled. But I'm waiting for this link to come through. He didn't even send me the link yesterday. He might have just sent it now, actually. Yes, I have. So I'm going to get that all together now. So do excuse me. Right. Send to officer. Where's that? There is no link. There is absolutely no link. What the actual fuck? Oh, I cannot see any link. Right. I'm going to get onto that and sort this problem out. All of these threats from you, public toilet, and you two short planks are going to be sent in with your threats to come to my door, your threats to expose my daughter, and your admittance to that you posted my daughter up on the when you've got absolutely no right to. Then you expect me to accept one of your apologies, you sick fuck. She might be 25, but she's still my daughter, and you've got absolutely no fucking right whatsoever, to post her. Like I said, and like I've warned you, do not come to my door. I will not be held responsible for my actions. But you will. You'll be held responsible for yours, sunshine, believe you me. And I'll be bringing you to account, matey. And when I have done, your life as you know it is over. As you know it is over. Life as you know it will be over. All right, sunshine. And that goes for any individual that thinks he's fucking stupid enough, or brave enough, or foolhardy enough to come to my door. At that, I will sign off and have a great morning, chaps. I'm going to get this done and take the doggy out for a doggy walk. All right, take care now. Bye bye.